Today we're recapping the Jags offseason, and that can't be done without saying that this team was broke. If you don't like the way the offseason was handled, then you can blame chat. I gave them a lot of choices in last night's stream, which is on the channel in full in the Jaguars playlist and can be seen if you wish. Jamal Agnew saved us $4.75 million, and we released him before free agency even hit, as well as Roy Robertson Harris. He's another veteran cut that saved us $7.8 million in cap space. Shaquille Quarterman was shown the door for an extra $1 million in cap space, and Rayshawn Jenkins was not going to start over either of our young safeties, and he saved us $6.25 million in space, so he cleaned out his locker right away. But why stop there? Daniel Thomas was sent packing for another $1 million. The final cut was Chris Claybrooks, who saved us another $1 million schmackaroos. Suddenly, we had the money to bring back Evan Ingram, and chat was all over it. We offered him this 3-year deal worth a total of $33 million, and he accepted it to return to the team with T-Law, who provided him with a breakout season last year. Then tried a modest offer to kicker Ryan Santoso, the AFC's best kicker last year, but he wasn't interested, and he wanted to test the market. Now, with limited money, how do we improve this team? Well, chat wanted to trade Laviska Shenault, which made a lot of sense as the team really did that in real life anyway, but for what? The best offer out there was bringing in Odafe Owe from the Ravens, who we then turned around and moved to left outside linebacker as a scheme fit over there opposite Josh Allen on the right side. Then, number 1 overall pick a season ago, Trayvon Walker went from left outside linebacker to left down lineman as a scheme-fitting power rusher. Shaquille Griffin had a wonderful season, and he made it to Superstar X Factor. But we likely weren't re-signing him in the next offseason, and his value would never be as high as it is right now. So we had some interesting offers for him. Browns offered 23-year-old Greg Newsome II, who I felt we could turn into the next Shaquille Griffin pretty easily. And the Jets offered defensive end John Franklin Myers, who was still on the books for them for 3 seasons. And he could fit our right end position well as a well-rounded defensive end. So we traded Shaq Griffin to the Jets and brought in JFM to complete a very scary front 7. Free agency had some studs like Derwin James and Terry McLaurin who were interested in us. We didn't have the money to bring them into the squad, so to the bargain bin we went. And this recap is a little short. We brought in corner Marcus Peters for just 1 year to replace Shaq Griffin. Tyler Bass was signed as our new place kicker for the next 3 seasons. Drew Sample took a really cheap deal to back up Evan Ingram. And Tyrod Taylor is going to be the mentor that Trevor Lawrence might need in our locker room. Then it was time for Caleb on Chaisson's rookie 5th-year option. We tried to trade him earlier, and we were somewhat unsuccessful, so we were definitely not going to take on a 5th year for however many millions that would be. So no thank you. Baker Mayfield became the new starter in Seattle with the Seahawks. Kareem Hunt is now the bell cow running back that the Dolphins have been needing. Scary Terry stays in the NFC East, and he goes to the rival Eagles in Philadelphia. Mike Gesicki goes home to New Jersey to play for the New York Giants, and Elton Jenkins is a Cardinal, but Mike McGlinchey is not a bad replacement for Green Bay. Jadeveon Clowney is a scary pickup for the Steeler defense, but guess what? So is Derwin James. Gosh, I hope we don't play Pittsburgh next season. In the draft, we were mocked cornerback Mac Hazelton. We needed offensive line, and we liked Caleb Batch and Landry Wofford, both at the tackle spot. Their skills looked nice. However, Caleb Batch ended up going to the Buffalo Bills as mocked at pick number 15, and we were suddenly forced to pivot. Chat really wanted us to get a deep threat wide receiver, so we took a look at Alex O'Neal from USC. He had an A deep route running with 4.29 40 time at the pro day. He looked good. And checking out offers, the best offer we had for our pick was moving down 5 spots with Atlanta to pick up an extra 3rd rounder for next season. Really wasn't worth it to us, and we decided to take that chance on Alex O'Neal, and he is looking awesome. 97 speed, 97 excel, hidden dev. Not a bad little option to pivot at all. Then we made a mistake and skipped right to our next pick, and my guy Landry Wofford is taking the exact pick right before us to Seattle. So again, we were forced to find another option, and we had some. Left end Terry Jones looked like he'd fit really well with us with a B block shed, power move, and tackling. Not to mention he was fast and strong in his physical combine and pro day outings. He wouldn't be a bad option. All the tools were there. Right tackle Eric Westbrook wasn't a fit for our tackle spot, but we had a starting guard spot open that he would fit right in at. And with his lower strength, he'd be fine there, as he seemed to have good pass blocking stats. I happen to really like cornerback Joshua Bernard out of Oklahoma State. He had wonderful skills, but he wasn't the fastest at the combine. However, his agility and acceleration seemed like it could be there, and catching's really hard to find in a corner. Ultimately, though, the pick was Eric Westbrook, as this team just could not come away from this draft without improving the offensive line at all, and we got screwed so much on linemen already, we just had to. Hidden Dev was a lovely surprise for us there as well. I tried frantically to trade up with the Panthers, who weren't having it, and they took a wide receiver, but at the very next pick, the Colts took left end Terry Jones, and I was not happy that he went in division. So trade up try number 2 was with the Cardinals, and they weren't helping us out either. So we moved on, and a few picks later, there goes cornerback Joshua Bernard to the Cowboys, who I really thought could end up being a steal of the draft. Colts had another pick, and they took a wiener. Gotta make fun of your division rivals when you get a chance. And then it became our turn, and I was liking right end Nick Hurst a lot. And he ended up as a normal development, but look at them numbers. I like the strength on him. There'll be more on him later. We then were able to move up by getting the Dolphins pick, and we took a safety in RAZE who looked very athletic, but he had normal dev. We'll see what he is after the draft. Our next pick was a guy I had my eye on for a while in day 3 center Alex Santos. And he came up to not only look amazing athletically, but he was a hidden dev. So to me, that's a complete and utter win. Our final picks were 4 complete lucky dips, as my friend Param Crow would call them, 2 offensive linemen, a linebacker, and a tight end in the final 7th round. Alex O'Neal truly is everything we hoped he would be, and I'm excited to see him play as a potential day 1 starter. Eric Westbrook looks really nice, and we're going to have to move him over to left guard to fit in our scheme, but he looks really good. Nick Hurst was not only a 73 overall, and tagged as a day 1 starter in game that we took in the 3rd round, but he was the best right end in the class, and that means that channel member Dark Specta 16 is taking him over, getting him a 1 dev boost from normal to star, and bringing his overall up to 76 as a hell of a steal in the draft. The safety Reese is just a backup, but center Alex Santos will start as well. Really good draft, getting 4 potential impact players and 3 potential starters right away. We didn't have the pick for Caleb Batch, but I feel Westbrook to guard is better than Batch trying to start over Jawan Taylor. It actually fits us a little better and allows our offensive line to have 70s in every single spot, which is huge. Joshua Bernard was a hell of a corner, and he's going to be in Dallas. He's since been renamed to Vladimir Klink for franchise quarterback T-Klink24, our channel member. Then there's the best safety in the class, Leon Hudson, who chat didn't really feel like was fast enough for us to select him in the 1st round, even if he did look pretty skilled. But he's now general manager Matthew Hackett, and he's been upgraded to an 83 X Factor. I mean, you pay $50 a month, you deserve to be an 83 X Factor in every freaking series we do here. Landry Wofford, who the Seahawks stole from us, ended up a 72 overall, and he looked like he would have been a great guard for us as well. Not so much a tackle with 83 strength, though. We signed the best undrafted free agent kicker to rename him after a long-time subscriber, and we expect Calvin Mentor to likely get signed off of our practice squad. In fact, we hope he does, so he can start somewhere. Then we found UDFA wide receiver Donovan Kelly, who is a star dev slot guy. And we allowed Matthew Hackett to have him as well and rename him to Isaiah Walker, or channel member perks at $50 a month. Next season, not only will we play that Steelers defense, but it's coming week number 1. Oof. We also get to welcome Laviska Shenault back to TIAA Bank Field as a Raven. We'll play the Panthers, who will likely have running back Marty Brown backing up Christian McCaffrey. The Colts have the best rookie quarterback, who is now channel member player Babatunde St. Roma, and we'll play him a lot. A subscriber present at the stream became a Rams corner, OJ Hernandez, so we'll go visit him. The Bucks have channel member wide receiver AJ Chambers. The Texans have a couple of prospects as well, with channel member tight end Christoph Hornsworth III and strong safety subscriber Jay Beast. And Matthew Hackett's free safety will get to welcome us into the ATL later in this season. If you too would like to be a rookie on a random team, just leave a name in the chat and we will find a spot for you somewhere in the franchise. I personally feel the team has improved in many areas. The pass protection and the pass rush should both be better this season. I don't feel the secondary got that much worse, if it did at all, and I think Alex O'Neal will give us some real big playability at the wideout spot, and he and Amon-Ra St. Brown will be really fun to watch together. Not to mention Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram are still on the squad. What do you think of this offseason? Tell me in the comments section below. I will likely stream some Jaguars preseason action tonight at around 8 p.m. Eastern if you'd like to join me there. Thank you to all the channel members, new members, RL Raiden and Kaylon Dorsey, as well as our only franchise quarterback, T-Clink24, and our only general manager, Matthew Hackett. Love ya, FG fam.